Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Low Budget Review Show. I'm your host, Eric Smith, and today I'm talking about a small movie called Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Maybe you've heard of it. I'm going to make this review as spoiler-free as possible. I don't think I have any spoilers. As far as the story goes, this is all I'm going to say. 40 years later, good guys are fighting bad guys in a galaxy far, far away. Really, they've been fantastic at keeping the storyline under wraps. The trailers didn't give anything away, and I'm not going to be the guy to spoil it for the people who haven't seen it yet. This is a fantastic movie. I guess I could end the video right there. What else do you need to know? I really like the new characters. I just finished watching this movie and just got home. I didn't want to take the time to write anything down on the computer, so I'm looking at my phone. Just make sure I get the cast correct. Of course, you've got your old favorites, Luke and Leia and Han and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Just kidding. Wanted to see if you were paying attention. There's no Obi-Wan Kenobi in this movie. But you do have Luke, Leia, Han, Chewbacca, C-3PO, R2-D2. But then you've got your new characters. And I really like these characters. Daisy Ridley as Rey does a really nice job. She's a very interesting character. John Boyega, I think is how you say it, as Finn. Is another very interesting character. But the two that stood out for me were Adam Driver as Kylo Ren. He's the one that's, I guess, everybody's sort of waiting for. They want to see who this Kylo Ren guy is. And Adam Driver, I think, does a fantastic job. Really liked what he did with the character. And I really, really liked Oscar Isaac as Poe Dameron. However you say his last name, he's Poe. He's the best pilot in the Resistance, I think is what they call him. And he was just, I really liked his character, really a lot of fun. And then you've got BB-8, and you have to be completely dead inside not to fall in love with little BB-8. It's amazing that they can take what essentially is an orange and white ball and give it personality. BB-8 was a lot of fun. So you've got this nice mix of the old characters and the new characters, and there's obviously lots of action and some humor and great interplay between the characters. The special effects, of course, are amazing. I think for the most part, the practical effects and the CGI effects are seamless. As far as I could tell. I wasn't looking for seams. But it all seemed to flow just really nicely. The battle scenes, the land-based battle scenes, particularly for a Star Wars movie, are very brutal. We're not talking Saving Private Ryan here, but if Saving Private Ryan had been a PG movie, that's the kind of battle scenes I'm talking about here, if that makes any sense. They just seem much more, I don't know if realistic is the right word, but just, I can't think of a better word. And of course the space battles are just amazing. X-Wings are probably still my favorite spaceship in all of science fictiondom. There's something about the X-Wings that I love, and seeing them up on the screen, and the TIE fighters look really cool. Just really everything comes together so well. There are a couple of things, and this is as close to spoilers as I'm going to get, and even that depends on one's point of view. I do know some people that think the tiniest little thing is a spoiler. But I mean, again, really not talking about much here. Just that for a character who is on a lot of merchandise, there is not much Captain Phasma in this movie. A very underutilized character. It could have been anybody. The things that she does, it could have been generic Captain Stormtrooper number 3. She looks really cool, but and I'm hoping she has a larger role in the upcoming movies. I guess that's a spoiler. You know she lives. But really, again, considering how much Captain Phasma has been out there as far as merchandise goes, I have a Captain Phasma blanket. There's the action figures and everything. The Captain Phasma seems to be everywhere, almost as much as Kylo Ren, and really, really not in the movie that much. So the other thing that's maybe, it's really a vague thing, but some might consider it spoilery. There are some story elements that are going to be incredibly familiar. I don't know if that was intentional to sort of tug at the heartstrings, the reminiscence, the remembrances of Star Wars movies past, but some of the elements, some of the plot, some of the scenes, very, very, very reminiscent of previous movies. One in particular. So if you've seen it before watching this review, I'm pretty sure you'll know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen it yet, when you do watch it, I think you'll know what I'm talking about. So there's that. Beautifully shot movie. There's one really quick scene shot. I guess it's part of a larger scene, but one shot that just is my favorite shot in the whole movie. And it might seem an odd choice to some people. I'm not going to say what it is, again, trying to avoid those spoilers, but there was just something about it that just hit me. I would love to have it as a poster. Just something really beautiful about it. Sort of a juxtaposition of natural beauty and mechanical horror. I don't know if that's the right choice of words, but it's a juxtaposition of nature and mechanical that just oh, such a beautiful shot. So I mean, without really getting into any plot at all, I'm not sure that there's much left to say. I'm trying to review this as its own thing and not lump it in with the rest of Star Wars, even though it is part of that, obviously. But I think, it needs to stand on its own, and it most certainly does that. I will say, I guess, in regards to everything as a whole, it's probably the best acted of the movies. The original 3 weren't horribly acted, but I don't think any performance stood out. They were fine. The prequels, considering what wonderful people they had in the cast, they were all so wooden. I don't think there's a single decent performance in the prequels. I love Liam Neeson. I think Ewan McGregor's a fine actor. Natalie Portman is an amazing actor. And they're all just so flat in the prequels. So this movie, I think the acting really stands out. There's some great performances. And it's certainly, I know a lot of people have said this, certainly washes away the bad taste of the prequels. They still suck. That's never going to change. But this is so far beyond what those movies were. It's possibly the best possibly the best Star Wars movie. I mean, I love the original. I know most people love the second one, The Empire Strikes Back. My preference is the first one, maybe simply because the sleeve is all rolled up. You know, I saw it when it first came out. I was a young, impressionable lad. There's just something about the original that I absolutely love, and I love it more than the others. But this one, the story holds together. As I said, it's definitely the best acted. It looks beautiful. So simply from, I think if you step back, take off those memory colored glasses, I think this is probably the best Star Wars film. Some amazing things go on in it. There's all sorts of crazy reveals and crazy things that go on, and shocking things that go on, and it's definitely it stands on its own, but it is leading into something else. So there you have it. I mean, I don't think I've said a single thing about the plot, because you've got to see. I do not want to be the guy that spoils anything. So you really, if you're a Star Wars fan, you absolutely have to see this movie. If you're a fan of just fun action science fiction movies, you go see this movie. If you just want to spend a couple hours in the theater being just entertained, go see this. I think you could watch this if you've never seen any of the other Star Wars movies before. I don't think there's anything. I guess there's a couple spots where somebody who knew nothing about Star Wars might say, well, what's that supposed to mean, or who's that supposed to be, or what's that supposed to represent, I guess. But I think those little bits are insignificant enough that you could enjoy this movie without any prior Star Wars knowledge whatsoever. All right, so I'm getting very rambly. I think this is where we're going to cut it. I was debating whether or not to leave the comments open, or if I should close them, because there have been people threatening to spoil the movie online. I've decided to leave the comments open because I'd like to discuss this with people. All I can say is just don't be a dick. Please don't spoil the movie. If you're going to say anything that's potentially spoilery, post a spoiler warning. Unfortunately, I can't monitor this video 24/7. So look at the comments at your own risk. But if anybody acts like a dick, if anybody spoils anything, I'm going to block you. I'm going to remove your comment and block you. The comments are for people who just want to genuinely discuss the movie. And like I said, just, if you want to talk about the specifics, post a spoiler warning. So, if anybody hasn't seen it yet, it's not going to get messed up for them. Ruined, spoiled, I guess would be the word. So comments will be open. I guess that's it. I don't have anything to link to because I'm not selling anything. Well, not that I'm ever selling anything, but I'm not linking to books or anything in this video. I was thinking about putting a link up here for one of the trailers, but maybe I will. I'm sure most people have seen at least one of the trailers, but I'll throw one up there, I guess, if I can. So that's it. If you have any comments, questions, or corrections, please put them in the comments below. I already talked about the spoiler policy. Please like, share, and subscribe. This has been the Low Budget Review Show. I have been Eric Smith, and until next time, read more books.